The ideas of going green and pursuing renewable energy sources normally possess a positive connotation. Proponents of the November 6th Michigan ballot's third proposal are marketing the amendment as the 25 by 25 initiative, and opposing advertisements and public statements have sparked statewide controversy. Under the proposed amendment, 25% of electric utilities' power must come from wind, solar, biomass, and/or hydropower resources by 2025. To ensure consumer taxes would not increase by more than 1%, annual deadline extensions for business compliance with this amendment would be allowed. Michigan would be the only state to amend its constitution for energy policy if the proposal passes, according to Dan Bishop, Consumer Energy's Public Information Director.
So you would change the Constitution, you would lock in the state to a certain kind of renewable energy. There'd be no flexibility to make any changes.
Proposal 3 advocates argue that Michigan's constitution has been amended 32 times since 1963 for policies such as drinking age restriction, a tax policy, and a definition of marriage.
The Michigan Constitution is not the federal constitution. It's a much different animal. It was designed to be a living document that changes with the times, much more so than the federal constitution.
The Michigan Constitution includes a provision allowing voters to decide every 16 years whether to hold a constitutional convention and rewrite the entire document, according to McDermott.
In the legislative process, it took us 10 years to get the current renewable energy standard, and a lot of infighting and negotiation, and we really don't have another 10 years to struggle to get an update to it, especially when we're falling behind compared to other states.
Proposal 3's opposition argued that other states with renewable energy standards have enacted laws rather than constitutional amendments, and therefore Michigan should not be the first to go forth with such an amendment. CARE spokeswoman Megan Brown said she welcomes other states to pursue a renewable energy amendment, but doesn't want Michigan to be an experiment for the U.S.
2025, we're not entirely sure what things will look like then. If you look at the kind of cell phone technology we had in 1999, would we have wanted to lock a flip phone into Michigan's constitution and then have to go back?
She said to think of the proposal as locking a narrow amount of technologies into the Constitution and then not having room for growth, similar to if a state had remained adamant on flip phone technology and unable to produce smartphones in the future.
We believe that it eliminates flexibility for the future. Should other technologies come down the pipeline, it could cost up to or more than $12 billion, and that's a conservative estimate based on the use of wind energy.
Sierra Club volunteer William Housen said he feels the cost of installing new renewable energy facilities is unfairly represented to voters.
They don't offset the cost of the new facilities with the cost of maintaining and building new fossil fuel facilities or the cost of importing coal from other states.
McDermott said current coal plants will last 50 to 60 more years and would lock future generations into paying $1.5 billion each year for energy if they remain in production. To protect consumers from paying utilities transitional fees, the proposal states that it will limit to not more than 1% per year electric utility rate increases charged to consumers only to achieve compliance with the renewable energy standard, with annual deadline extensions to prevent those rate increases.
The 1% does not include cost for transmission. In other words, you have to have major transmission systems to move that power.
He said Consumers Energy believes the 1% cap is probably unconstitutional. Brown says she has concerns of her own about the proposal's possible unconstitutionality.
Even for a community that might be split on whether or not they want turbines in their area, such as a farming community, etc., they might not have a say because local control of zoning and siting could be eliminated and deemed null and void under this because it's a constitutional amendment.
If passed, many new wind turbines would likely be placed on beaches and in the Great Lakes, according to Brown. Housen said he is familiar with arguments citing the destruction of Michigan's beauty, but believes the landscape can remain unchanged drastically with proper planning. Michigan currently has 292 wind turbines, according to Bishop.
It would require an additional 3,100 wind turbines, and it would wreck Michigan in terms of the beauty, the landscape.
Although Bishop said the proposal is not very pure Michigan, McDermott said he thinks it's the right thing to do for both the environment and public health.
Some of the counter-arguments are that, air and water is cleaner than it's been in a long time, and we're making real progress. And, the implication is we really don't need to clean it anymore.
The Michigan Environmental Council vehemently disagrees with that implication, according to McDermott.
It was the Clean Air Act and Clean Water Act and a lot of other legislation that actually led to those cleanups. So it's not as if the polluters decided they would act in the public interest to clean up their pollution.
Brown said she assures that her organization, CARE, isn't arguing for or against renewable energy or the environment.
Locking energy policy into Michigan's constitution, something no other state in the country has done, is dangerous, and the the wrong way to go.
The Michigan Nurses Association said this proposal is the most important Michigan health initiative in decades, according to McDermott. Both McDermott and Brown said their allies include Democrats, Republicans, various businesses, health organizations, and college rally participants.
I think that young people are maybe less set in their ways, less used to the status quo, maybe more accepting of changing things. I would hope they'd be for it.
Michigan residents registered to vote can cast their ballot on November 6th. To locate polling places and clerk's offices, visit www.michigan.gov/vote.